All right, what we're going to do today is we're going to be looking at changing the image size of a picture. And why this matters is number one, because sometimes students get into this trap. So if you're looking here, you can see that I'm going to Google images. And number one, they're not using advanced image search. So they're just grabbing images that are not free to use and share. So let's just look here and say we want to find an image of Mario, probably a copyrighted image. And then you just grab this, right click on it, and click Save As. That is wrong. X, don't do that. You want to, number one, use your tools in the image search and search for something that is freely shared so you're not breaking the law, and labeled for reuse with modification. Kind of all these labeled for, you can search. And then you'll see that under Mario, there's less images, but there's something we can work with. So rather than click the little picture, which would mean you only get about 50 to 100 pixels wide, if you actually click on the picture, you'll see that sometimes they'll get bigger pictures that will show up. And Pixabay is one of my favorite places to go. So I'm going to then click on here, go to Pixabay. Now you could right click on here. You still have a lot more pixels now and you could use this picture. But the best is to actually click on the picture and then go to free download, download it, prove you're not a robot. All right. So now that's downloaded right here, Super Mario. You should have some sort of a system that works for you for opening images. But let's talk about how to resize the image. So if you are going here, open image, that will be a good way to get to your download folder or however you have your images saved. Let's go to Super Mario. There it is. And we'll open it up. All right, now this picture is pretty big. You can see here that we are zoomed in to, even if it's the full screen, 73% in our navigation bar here. So this image is a lot of pixels. And let's say you wanted to make it smaller for some specific thing. So what you would do is, if you want to make it smaller, or let's say you even want to add pixels to it, which isn't necessarily a great idea, but sometimes as a designer, you have to do that. But if you go to image size, this will be how you can see how many pixels it is, which this image is 1920 pixels by 1000 pixels. Now, if I change this to, let's say, just 900, because the file size was too big to post to whatever social thing or whatever that is, you can see that instantly if I change the width, the height changes because the constrained proportions is on. If your constrained proportions is ever off, now it's going to be, when you look at it, it'll change the image so that it's no longer the image you probably want. So if we go back and press Control Z, we're going to take and let's make this like I was doing there, different size, which let's do 920. Actually, let's just do 600, a nice even number, which sometimes will be asked for in some sort of a website. So 600 is your width. That would be able to easily be embedded in a website and not take up more than most people's screens. So we're going to apply that. The last thing, you can notice it got smaller because the image size got smaller. I mean, there's still plenty of pixels here, but it's small enough where you can actually expect it to look well on the web, and it won't take forever to load. The last thing I want to talk about is canvas size. So if you go to canvas size you can see that if I am basically adjusting the canvas, it's where the picture lives. So if I apply, I'm going to turn this back on, sorry. Let's go 1000. 1000. There we are. Oh, so all this pixels out here, this is the canvas now. So you can see on this canvas that if we were to, let's say, make a box around it and fill that in, the canvas is actually this whole area in the background here, where the picture is just now this 600 pixels wide image. So then if you needed to add something to the canvas and stuff like that, you can actually move your picture around on the canvas, um, and it should work pretty smooth. So I'm excited to kind of see what you can come up with in regards to saving your images just to adjust the file size. A simple assignment that can actually save you a lot of headache as a designer, especially finding images that are big enough that you can work with them and not clicking on the thumbnail of a picture and trying to save that. This is not what you want to do. You want to make sure you actually get the actual picture. The last little detail there is making sure that you have something that's labeled for reuse, so you don't have to worry about copyright issues. All right. Thanks so much.